I want to get into the really cool game we're going to play, but I'm going to be brief. So I got kind of nutty like you. You
were feeling.
I'm
like
I'm mostly playing Fallout 76 when people who play Fallout 76 with me are available. I haven't been going in alone and soloing it. I'm waiting for new content, the whole thing. I mean, that's not fully true because some days I feel like doing it and then I do it, but mostly I haven't. I went in to both the PS Now membership and the Game Pass membership on the separate systems and probably downloaded about 6 or 7 games.
You did the thing in the supermarket, just hold the hand out and scoop it all into the cart.
I just scooped from each service and downloaded onto each console. Remember, I bought a 4 terabyte Seagate and a 4 terabyte Seagate for both my consoles
to have games on there,
to store games.
Yeah,
so I have two.
That's actually pretty fucking nuts. Actually,
yeah, I have 2 4 terabytes,
like in a good way, like a
space.
real dedicated to the mission kind of way.
I don't want to re-download.
But never. Fuck re-downloading.
And I've been fucking around with. I haven't gone into it, but it's very complex. But I started playing when I was playing Assassin's Creed. They added in the story creator mode, and the reason I ignored it. I ignored it for months. Like I knew it was complex. I didn't want to get overwhelmed. But I turned on in the settings the ability to see the stories that have been made by players, and I played one. And then I got interested in it. And I think
what was that playing that like?
Well, no, I
can't wrap my head around the idea.
You get to rate them afterwards, but this fucking kid didn't put any effort. It was literally, it wasn't broken. It was functional, and it's actually one of the more high-rated ones. But all it is a death match against all of Sparta. You literally fight the townspeople.
It's 1 versus 100 Sparta style.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But there was no strategy to it. They literally were all in the downtown area of Sparta. I think it was called Big Trouble in Little
Spartan.
Sparta.
Well, that's why you clicked it, because the title,
Big Trouble in Little Sparta,
caught your eye
that
immediately.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I literally sat on a roof with explosive arrows and just killed everybody with a multi-shot, where I shoot multiple arrows at once. But anyway, I found out that you don't do it in game. You don't do the story creator at all in game. It's through the Ubisoft website for Assassin's Creed, assassinscreed.com. And you log in there, and there's a story creator section. You go to it. There's introduction. There's YouTube link tutorials. It is hella complex, dude.
Is it?
Yeah, because you can literally go story start, story end. Then in between, you can filter through and add in individual quests.
Oh, shit.
And create like a huge map
wild,
of crazy
actually.
quests, dude. And you write your own dialogue. You have access to all the assets, so every individual character.
No voice actors, so it's just all texts.
My guess, and I haven't played a story that actually, a story created by a player that incorporated all the extra text. My guess is it's not recreating dialogue from words that people spoke.
No,
it's not doing that.
I'm sure you just read it.
You're just going to read it, and in some cases where Cassandra or Alexios can respond, they'll probably say something that they respond. Because sometimes
canned responses.
Yeah, well, sometimes character dialogue is associated with certain types of things you say, but I'm not really sure.
This is crazy fascinating.
But it's crazy complex, dude. I was really shocked at how much you can put in there. Like, in the demo, I watched a demo. The guy made he made 2 branches. One where you save the guy and you free him, and another one where he escapes. But then you can put a personality like behavior on the NPC. Where if you betray the NPC, he'll try to attack you. He'll become.
Damn, that's a lot.
Yeah, so you can do all of that.
Well,
it's all
at that point,
pre-built.
They laid out the tools for you, and then you're programming the game.
Yeah,
you're programming the way the game.
Right.
You're the director.
And then that shows up in the world of other players if it gets rated high enough. But they act as portals. Like, you essentially walk up and there's a portal, and if you want to play one, it transports you to another version essentially of the map.
Yeah, its own separate little instance. So
it's separate little instance, so you don't break other shit.
And you can't abuse probably in-game systems on your real character.
Yeah. They actually, I remember reading an article that was like they had to patch those custom games because people were making ones that let them level up faster.
Well, one thing you
course.
can
Bypassing the
thing that
thing.
here's what I'm thinking. One thing they might have had from minute one was they might have had the ability to choose how much experience you award at the end of it. I guarantee now that's been patched out.
Oh, it has.
You could
It
absolutely
definitely
cannot,
Yep.
and it defaults to the lowest amount of experience offered from anything in the game.
Makes sense.
Like it's literally 27,000. Remember, I told you it's 1 million experience to level each level.
Yeah.
It's 27,000 experience per one of these
See,
quests.
normally that wouldn't matter, but when they have a store that charges you for experience boosters, now it matters.
Yeah, exactly. No, that argument is still there. It's
I know.
valid. Anyway, but that's not the main thing I wanted to highlight. Two things I wanted to highlight. I got into Pillars of Eternity,
Okay, nice.
and I forgot that I used to play, and I don't even know what it was. I probably was Baldur's Gate, but I used to play a game exactly like this. This is like real D&D when you play these style games.
Yeah.
Like, so there's
Isn't Baldur's Gate specifically D&D rules?
Isn't it a campaign?
Right.
Isn't it like
Yeah.
based off a campaign?
So it rolls everything.
Yeah.
Every hit that I do is a roll.
Does it show you the numbers? Like
It doesn't show me dice or anything, but I
Yeah.
can tell it's rolling.
Yeah.
It's like doing a type of roll. You pause and unpause. When you're in a fight, you pause. Then you position what your characters are going to do, like their actions or their behaviors, and then you unpause and then see what happens.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. I enjoy it. It's questing though. It's like legit questing. But it's cool. I'm building a party so far. People I'm finding.
This one's multiplayer, right?
I don't know. It doesn't seem that
One of the
way.
one of the
It could
newer
be
ones
true.
is
Yeah, I think the one Locke is plays that way.
yeah.
But I got into it and I started playing the story. I'm not really far into it, so I can't speak totally to it or anything. Can't speak to the story. But I was really shocked at how much I enjoyed it and that I had played a game like this before. But I can't remember in the past I might have been on a console. Maybe I was on an old PC game. when I used to play it.
I could be very wrong, but I don't remember Baldur's Gate being out for anything besides a PC.
But I don't think I played Baldur's Gate. Or maybe I did. I don't know. But I know for a fact that I got ravenously addicted to a game like this at some point.
Yeah.
And it's all coming back up. It's churning up, and I'm just like, wow, I did enjoy a game like this at one point. But it's really cool.
And
and
we're all scratching different itches.
the way that they have the controls on the console is not clunky at all. It's like really smooth using a controller, so I've been enjoying that. Yeah, so that's fun. And then that was on the PlayStation I downloaded. The second game that I wanted to highlight, which is so amazing, is This Is the Police.
I've heard of that.
I've heard that's an indie game, right?
Yeah, so This Is the Police is actually I thought you were going to control a police officer and you were going to do a police officer thing. You kind of are, but it turns into a macro police management system where you manage cops in the 60s.
Oh God.
You fire officers, you manage shifts. And I fucking didn't know any of this about this game.
Yeah.
I didn't really watch anyone stream
Was it fun?
Dude, it's outstanding. I'm playing.
Outstanding.
My grandfather was a Philadelphia Police Department cop. He was a detective under Frank Rizzo, right? I'm playing. This game takes place in the 60s. I'm playing,
playing that.
my grandfather.
Yeah.
This game is
That's a pretty cool direct tie.
Yeah,
The
it's a
guy
good
you're
portal into
playing,
that.
dude. The guy you're playing is an aging cop, right? Now, granted, my grandfather was never like a captain, but you're a captain,
Right.
But he was a detective, like in a city that's partially corrupt.
Yeah.
And the craziest thing about this is, like, my grandfather was on Frank Rizzo's task force, and Rizzo is supposedly one of the most corrupt police captains we've ever had.
Yeah.
And so I'm playing this game, and I'm going, this is exactly the kind of shit my grandfather's had to deal with.
Yeah.
And it is a game where you make choices, where you can decide to be more corrupt, or whatever, make decisions, advise cops to do stuff, below the law,
Sure,
or above the law or whatever. So it's super fun so far. I really
wild,
enjoy
dude.
it. I haven't streamed it or anything like that. I don't know if I'm going to do that because I want to get to a point where I feel comfortable with the mechanics.
Sure.
But it is.
I think it's also healthy to have an off-stream game for yourself. Like Tokyo Mirage Sessions will never be a stream game for me. That's something I just enjoy chilling with. This could be your chill game.
It is a really neat way of introducing your morality. Basically, you establish your baseline for morality in the game, you do a press conference as the main character, the old captain.
Yeah.
You pick what you say.
And you make choices in the beginning to the press on how you're going to deal with future events. So like the decisions
You're setting a precedent for the station.
The decisions you make when you're communicating to the press decide what your relationship is with the mayor and with the guy who's second to the mayor, like the guy who is the go-between between you and the mayor. And it's kind of interesting how you can like set up like this morality about your character. Like I was telling, like my character was pretty much like telling the press like hard, transparent truths about like how fucking corrupt the department was.
Yeah.
And then in between each segment, or I think it's day actually, you read the newspaper, and the newspaper has stories based on your decisions. So like I basically was making these like decisions, and then it was like, yeah, there's a like at one point they asked, are the cops working with the mafia?
And you were like, yes.
Yes, we are. And then there was this article in the paper, cops super transparent about working with the mafia, and and I'm assuming that's going to have a negative impact at some point, or a positive impact.
Well, yeah, I'm sure you're going to have like anything positive and negative.
That might have unlocked a story quest where you meet the mafia,
Right.
and they're like, I heard you've been talking about us, or something like that, you know.
Which is
like,
kind of cool.
later on.
Kind of cool to look forward to.
So
That's a fun experience, though, man. Especially getting to relive like a family member's kind of vibe a little bit. You know?
Dude, it takes place in the 60s, and my grandfather was a cop on a fucking task force in Philadelphia, in a major city. So, I mean, Jesus, dude. Like, I'm playing as
It's
my grandfather.
there. You're close.
So I'm excited.
Nice, man. Awesome.